Hello there. Okay, I know I did a goodbye video, but I'm back for one night only. But mostly I'm here because of these brand new Universal Audio UAFX pedals. Since 2019, Universal Audio have been absolutely killing the pedal game. From their original flagship effects pedals to their amp pedals they released last year, and more recently their recreations of classic studio hardware such as the Max compressor and the Galaxy Tape Echo pedal. Now if I'm counting correctly, I make this the fourth batch of releases from UAFX, and as you can see, they look a little bit different to their previous iterations. Well, whilst they might be the fourth batch of releases, they're the first in what Universal Audio are calling their compact effects series. So there are 4 in the range, and this is what you've got. So you have the 1176, which is a compressor pedal based on the awesome Max pedal we saw earlier this year. We have Orion, which is a tape echo that was based on the Echoplex model within the Starlight Echo Station. And lastly, we have 2 reverbs based on models that you find in the Golden Reverberator. We have Heavenly, which is a plate reverb, and we've got a studio reverb called Evermore. As you can see, the pedals have shrunk a little bit, at least compared to the other UAFX pedals, and they're now kind of what I would call a regular pedal footprint. Up until now, the UAFX range has followed a very similar blueprint, where they have 2 foot switches, 6 control knobs, a few toggle switches, full stereo in and out, as well as Bluetooth capability via the UAFX app. So now we've got a single on and off foot switch, as well as a much more simplified interface on the top, which makes these pedals even less fiddly than the UAFX pedals already were. Not only that, we've got a simplified mono in and out on the back, which pretty much puts these in line with most other effects pedals on the market, and there's no need for any kind of app to control these pedals. On these pedals, everything you possibly could need to control is all there on board. They've added a couple of switches on the back which give you various different modes that are unique to each different pedal, and whilst there is a USB input on board, don't worry, that is just for firmware updates and to register the product, so don't be scared into thinking there's loads of technical things that you'd have to control using any other software. There isn't. It's all on board and within easy reach. Now these compact pedals come with a compact price. They're the most affordable UAFX pedals yet, but they retain all of the same audio quality that you've come to expect from Universal Audio. And all of the sounds and the character have been shaped by Universal Audio's own UAFX tone gurus. Now for a company that are lauded for their incredible innovation and their attention to detail, their craftsmanship, and of course the quality of the audio, they're claiming, and it's quite bold, that these are the best compact effects pedals ever made. Like I said, bold. But do they have a point? Well, let's find out. Let's have a look at each pedal in a bit more detail then, starting with the 1176. And just like with every other UAFX pedal, we have a little poem. Your sound slowly, delicately, abruptly convincingly tightened, squeezed, smashed, and transformed into pure energy. So, 1176 is a compressor, and if you know anything about studio gear, you'll know that the 1176 is an absolutely legendary studio compressor. Well, this is a one-to-one recreation of the original circuitry, just inside a compact pedal. And for the keen observers among you, I hear you saying, wait a minute, Chris, didn't they just do that with the Max pedal? And you're right, but they are different. So let's go through the differences. This pedal is of course a more streamlined, compact version that just focuses on the 1176 FET compressor option that you had on board, hence 1176. Whereas Max offers emulations of 3 different compressors controllable over 2 different channels. And of course it has UA610 tube preamps on there with EQ for extra tone shaping. Think of Max as a full stereo compression suite, a studio channel in a box if you will. Whereas this new 1176 compressor is perfect for mono pedalboard squash with all those high-end studio sonics based on one of the most famous compressors of all time. It retains the famous all buttons mode of the original 1176 and has the exact same attack and decay layout of the original 1176 compressor. And you can also run the compression in a parallel mode with a 50-50 blend, which is an option on the back via one of those switches. So yeah, a nice, affordable, compact 1176 recreation in a box that still has all of UA's legendary signal processing on board. Next up then, the Orion tape echo. Let's get to the poem. Orion stood on the corner of Mintakar, Al-Nilam and Al-Nita, looking for the exact spot where tape bends time. I like that one. Sorry if I butchered those place names. So it's a tape echo pedal, But whereas the Galaxy from the previous release was emulating the legendary Space Echo pedal, this one is recreating a different legendary Echo pedal in the form of the Maestro Echoplex EP3. It's one of the legends of the music industry with a truly unique sound. The pedal's again a one-to-one recreation of the original circuit, including the original preamp. There's 3 different modes on board, ranging from a brand new one that's just like new old stock, all the way to one that's completely tired out and aged with that lovely, nice, warm sound that we come to know from tape echoes. Just how we like them. There's a tape flutter setting on there called Wonk, don't say that wrong, and there's also the option on board for trails to be on or off, meaning that when you turn off the pedal, you can either let it decay naturally or just kill it dead. Next up, we have Heavenly. Like an endless orange sky, gently outlining her clouds of cherished old plate reverberating machine. Nice. 13 pedals in. I don't know how they still have the juice to do this, but they do. So Heavenly is a plate reverb. It's got 3 different vintage 50s plate sounds on board, giving you a light, dark and full response respectively. There's a simple EQ control on board to shape the tone of the reverb, and you also have modulation to help give your reverb a little bit more character. A bit of pizzazz, if you will. The switches on the back give you the same trails option as you have on the Orion, and you also have an option to control the rate of the modulation that's on board via a simple either slow or fast. Nice and easy. Lastly, we have Evermore. One more poem. Come on, we've got to do it. Okay. It's like a song. A hum in the air, evermore. A space beyond time, evermore, evermore. A symphony of the infinite, evermore, evermore, evermore. And that last evermore is in red. So this is a famous recreation of the legendary Lexicon 224 studio reverb. It's certainly a favourite of mine whenever I'm producing, and certainly a favourite of so many other producers in the industry. On board you've got 3 classic reverb programs from room to small hall and large hall. Basically it gives you everything you need and everything in between. It features super handy 3-band frequency decay controls, really allowing you to get into the nitty-gritty and sculpt the character of your reverb trails, which can take you all the way to everlasting floaty ambient goodness. Not only that, but you've also got the original Lexicon modulation on board that gives you that really nice swirly sound of the late 70s and early 80s digital reverbs. So there we have it, 4 brand new UAFX pedals for you, totting us up to 7 total pedal releases from Universal Audio this year so far. We're being well and truly spoiled. These pedals are yet another extension of the already classic UAFX line, however now they're more compact, they're more affordable, yet they still retain all of the same audio quality that we've come to know and love from Universal Audio. You can still use them on synths and basses and drum machines if you like, however now they're much more pedal board friendly than they already were, and just to hammer that point home, way more affordable. So what do you guys think though? Are you tempted by any of these 4 releases? What do you want to see from UAFX next? Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you so much to Universal Audio for giving us a sneak peek of their brand new pedals and letting us have a little demo of them. And of course, thanks to Nathan for giving us his usual 6-string goodness to lend a hand to show off just how good these pedals are. And on a personal note, thanks to Gak for having me back for a bonus day out. I may or may not see you again in the future. At this point, I'm really not sure, but you know, it's always nice to be back when asked. But if you have enjoyed the video, please give us a like, subscribe to see more things like this, and someone else will see you soon. I don't know at this point. Bye.